Alright, let's dive into something that's honestly mind-blowing. And no, I'm not exaggerating. Imagine if we could predict cyclones with an extra day's notice. Sounds like a small tweak, right? Wrong. That's a game changer, and it's exactly what the WeatherNext's AI model has pulled off. But here's the kicker, they're open sourcing it. Let's break this down because it's not just about better forecasts. It's about reshaping how we handle some of the most destructive forces on the planet. First, the hook. Cyclones, hurricanes, typhoons, whatever you call them, they've killed over 700,000 people and cost $1.4 trillion in the last 50 years. That's not just a statistic. It's a stark reminder of why every hour of warning matters. WeatherNext's breakthrough? Their AI model gives us forecasts 3 days out that are as accurate as what we used to get into. Personally, I think this is one of those moments where technology doesn't just inch forward, it leaps. What makes this really interesting is that it's not just about the model itself, but how it's being shared. Open sourcing this tech? That's a bold move, and it raises a deeper question. What happens when cutting-edge AI isn't locked away but handed to the world? Now, let's talk about why this matters. Cyclones are notoriously tricky to predict because they're a mix of global and local factors. The track of a cyclone is steered by massive atmospheric currents, while its intensity depends on tiny, localized processes. Traditionally, you'd need 2 separate models to handle this, one for the big picture, one for the details. WeatherNext? It's a single model that does both. In my opinion, this is where AI starts to outshine traditional methods. It's not just about crunching numbers. It's about understanding patterns in a way that humans can't. What many people don't realize is that this model was trained on nearly 20 terabytes of data, global weather patterns, and historical cyclone observations. That's like feeding it decades of storms and letting it figure out the rules. But here's the fascinating part. It doesn't need super high-resolution data to make accurate predictions. Traditional models rely on ultrafine details, but WeatherNext works with data that's 100 times coarser. How? That's still a mystery, and I find that absolutely intriguing. It's like the models found a shortcut that no one else knew existed. Now, let's zoom out for a second. This isn't just about predicting cyclones better. It's about what that extra day of warning means. During Hurricane Melissa in 2025, this model helped forecasters predict rapid intensification and landfall in Jamaica. That's not just a technical achievement, it's lives saved, homes protected, and communities prepared. If you take a step back and think about it, this is AI at its best, not replacing humans, but empowering them to make better decisions. But here's where it gets even more exciting. WeatherNext isn't just a tool for experts. By open sourcing it, Google's essentially saying, here, take this and run with it. That's huge. It's not just about accelerating research. It's about democratizing access to life-saving technology. Personally, I think this could be a turning point for how we handle natural disasters globally. Imagine local forecasters in developing countries having access to this kind of tech. It's not just a forecast, it's a lifeline. One thing that immediately stands out is the collaboration behind this. Google DeepMind, the National Hurricane Center, the UK Met Office. This wasn't done in a silo. It's a reminder that the biggest breakthroughs happen when disciplines collide. What this really suggests is that the future of weather forecasting isn't just about better algorithms. It's about better partnerships. So where do we go from here? WeatherNext is already predicting 1,000 possible scenarios for each cyclone, capturing rare but catastrophic events. That's not just impressive, it's transformative. But the real test will be how the global community uses this tool. Will it stay in the hands of a few, or will it truly become a resource for all? In my opinion, that's the million-dollar question. Closing thought. WeatherNext isn't just a model, It's a glimpse into what's possible when we combine AI, collaboration, and a commitment to making the world safer. But it also raises a challenge. How do we ensure that this kind of technology benefits everyone, not just those with the resources to use it? That's the question I'll leave you with. What do you think? Is this the future of weather forecasting, or just the beginning?